What's up, guys? This is Teddy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video we're going to be doing delete requests in ASP.NET Web API, and we're going to go ahead and, just like the other videos, go through here and start building out our interfaces, because that's usually where we want to start. So in no particular order, we're just going to kind of run through each of our interfaces here and go ahead and just add a good old delete category to here. Category, and we're going to have category here. Then we are going to go within our category repository. Go ahead, implement that interface. Go into our context. So context dot remove is equal to category. Then we're going to return save. Just very simple. If you notice here, there's really not that much in terms of complication for the context in our repository. We just have to make this simple function to bring in entity framework and to actually be able to send the SQL to the database. But, and I've said this like literally like 7 times in my other videos, the controllers are going to be more complicated with these data manipulation instead of data reading methods. So we're going to go into our category controller, and since we don't have another controller that we can kind of base off of, we're just going to have to type this one out. If you want to, you could go to my GitHub, and I have all of this code. If you don't even want to type out the code, you really don't have to. I mean, I'm sure that you could just copy and paste my code into here and see if it works and kind of manipulate it to your liking. But some people like to type it out, and it helps the watch time. So I'm just going to go ahead and type this out. So we're going to go 400. I'm going to go down, produces response type. I'm going to go 204. Produces response type, and we're going to go 404. Then we're going to go down here. We're going to go public action result category is equal to int category ID. Then we're going to go in here. We're going to do a little bit of validation. So category repository, we're going to check if it exists. Obviously, we have that method, so we might as well use it. And we're going to go down here, and we're going to return not found if it does not exist. Sweet. So then we need to actually go to our database and get the category that we need to delete. And we're just going to do this by, once again, bringing in our repository. We're going to go get category. We're going to go category ID. Then we're going to go down here. It's going to be category repository dot get Pokemon by category. It's going to be category ID, and let me see here. Actually, let's not do that. Sometimes it makes sense to check it. Let's see. So if we went and we got the Pokemon by the category and we checked if there was Pokemon associated with it, you could do that too. If this kind of goes along with if you try to delete data and it's tied to another entity, it could potentially mess up your database. But I think in this case, our database is so simple, it's probably not going to matter anyway, and we're kind of just trying to learn this. So I would say if you're really worried about data, or if you're doing this for maybe a production API or something you plan on having people use, you would probably want to do this to make sure to check for, so that there's no conflicts when you're trying, or there's no conflicts with when you're trying to delete it and there's other pieces of data tied to it. But just for kind of like a way to learn, we'll not worry about that for this one. And then we'll check the model state. We definitely want to do this validation. You really want to check the model state. And plus, it's super easy to do. Then if the request is bad, we're going to send back that model state. And then if everything else works, we're going to go into our category repository, and we're going to delete that category. And it's going to be category to delete. Go down here, and then once again, we're going to do, if it doesn't work and we get false back, we'll say something went wrong, deleting category. Great. No content. So let's go ahead and see here. And this should work. We wouldn't even have to map it either, because we're just, since you're deleting the whole entity, you're literally just going to blow the whole entire thing away, and there's no creation and there's no putting. So we'll just go ahead, we'll fire this up, test it real quick. And it shows up in Swagger. So let's take a look at an API that we could delete. Let's delete 8 because it's lowercase. Let's just say that for some reason we needed to delete this one because it's lowercase and it doesn't look good. And we got a no content, which is a 204. Great, so let's move on to country. So we're going to go to country, bool, delete country, and that is not right. We actually want to pass in the entity. Let's see here. So like I said, pass in the country entity. Go down to the country repository. Go up here. I'm going to go down to implement that interface. I'm going to go context.remove and throw in that country. And we're going to return save just like that. And because these API endpoints are going to be so similar, we can just copy them. So go copy, go to country. We're going to toss that down there. So country, country. Let me see here. Country. So we're going to go down there. Throw that in there. Country. Great. So we're going to go delete country. I'm going to go country to delete. Country to delete. And that should be pretty much it. These deletes are pretty easy. So we'll go in here. Go down, see which country we have. And we're going to go ahead and delete the United States. No, let's delete Europe. And I spelled category wrong. That's bugging me. Let's go back and delete it. That's not really good practice to leave stuff like that. So let's pretend a little bit like we're competent software developers. Okay, let's go. We're going to delete Europe. Hopefully it doesn't make any Europeans mad. I'm sorry, Europe. Great. So no content. It worked. All right, we're going to go down to owner. So we're going to go owner. We'll delete owner. And we're putting in that whole entire object there. So just be aware. We're going to go into our repository, implement that interface. Then we're going to go context remove, owner, return, save. And we can go ahead and here, we can actually copy all this. We're going to have that delete. So we'll go owner. We're going to have owner ID. Have owner ID up here. Let's see, I can copy all this. Boom, boom. We're going to have this country to delete. We're going to have owner to delete. So we got to change all these. We're going to do a quick amount of validation. So we can have a little bit of validation there. We're going to go delete owner. Owner repository. We're going to bring that delete owner. And I think I have some type of error here. So owner to delete, that's the issue, is that we gotta change this repository name. Then we're gonna change this to owner. And I think that's it. And we don't have any mapping with any of these either. We're just straight up deleting them. So these ones are going to be a lot easier. So we have our owner. Let's just find a random owner to delete. And we're going to delete number 3 and then go back and see if it actually works. So let's go here. We're going to go 3. 204, no response. Yep. Look down here. No number 3, which was I passed in it there. Moving on, we're going to go to our Pokemon controller. So we're going to go Pokemon controller. Bool, delete Pokemon. Pass in the whole entire Pokemon. So go up here, implement that interface. Context, remove Pokemon, return save. Okay, then we're going to go into our Pokemon controller. And our Pokemon controller is going to be a little bit more involved. So, but we can bring this one down from, we could bring down the owner, change it up real quick. So go down in here, move this over so that it looks presentable. So we're gonna go up here, we're gonna go PokeID, int PokeID, we don't need to change that. Go down here. So Pokemon exist. I'm gonna do PokeID, PokeID. Get Pokemon. Pokemon to delete. Pokemon to delete. Your Pokemon repository, delete Pokemon. Okay. Then right after we do the validation, we're gonna have to move some of this around. So we have that, but we also need to get our reviews because our reviews are tied to the Pokemon. And the other ones I didn't really add. There's a couple other ones where we could have added this, but with the Pokemon's kind of important, so it makes sense that we make sure that we're not screwing up these entities. So PokeID. So reviews to delete. We'll go down here. Sif. Review repository dot delete. We're going to delete these reviews. So reviews to delete. And I'm going to go ahead to list that. So go down here, we're gonna go model state dot add model error and something wrong when deleting reviews. Okay. And I will go ahead, what's going on here is we haven't actually created this method yet. We need to go, we're gonna have to go in, or we're going to have to, because there could be many reviews, we're going to have to give it the ability to delete all the reviews. And this is kind of something important to learn. It's called add or delete range. So you can basically toss in a list to Entity Framework and it will delete a range of values for you, which is actually really powerful. So we're gonna go in here, go to our review repository. So go to your review repository. You can just keep digging into it and going to definition. So you can right click, go to definition, right click, go to definition. And we're gonna have to create this delete range method. And it's not that complicated. It's actually almost no different. So we're gonna go to here. So before anything, we're gonna have to go delete. We haven't even, we'll go ahead in here and create our delete review. And then bool delete reviews. And we're actually going to take in a list of review just like this. And that will do that. So we have that going on. And let's just go ahead and build out our review controller while we're here. So delete review is just going to be just like it was before. So we're going to have that. We're going to return save. Very simple. Then we're going to go in here. We're going to go context.remove range. And once again, it's just going to be like the other one. It's going to do it all for us, which is pretty sweet. So something cool to, take note of, because you'll probably need to use that in the future to delete like a range of values. And I think that should do it. And we need to get this looking good. So Pokemon exist. Got that. Go ahead, delete the reviews. Then we're going to delete the Pokemon. Let's fire it up, see what happens. We're going to go to our reviews. So Pikachu. Let's see a Pokemon that we could delete. Let's go ahead and delete Mewtwo. So 1. And we got 204. Great. So that, our Pokemon, that's definitely going to be the most difficult one. So we're kind of out of the woods. Let's go down to our review controller. We've already created our review repository. Remember, we just went in there and made that. If you did it, just go ahead, add those, and then implement it in your repository. If you're coming from another video, or maybe you skipped over it, make sure to add the guts or the internals for these two methods. Make sure you add that. Just add those two methods right there. Then we're going to go over to our review controller, set this thing up. So review controller is going to be pretty easy. So don't copy the Pokemon controller. Just go ahead and copy this one. Then go into review. So we'll go review ID, review ID, review repository. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of validation and make this congruent with our model. Review ID. Just like that. Go into this one. So get review. And I'm doing a lot of typing. If you want, you can go ahead and paste that in if you want to. Review repository. So delete review. We're going to change that to review to delete. Review to delete. I think that's it. We still have to do the reviewer, but after that we should be done. Let's go ahead and test this. Let's find a review that we can delete. And let's just delete Squirtle, which is 4. Squirtle is 4, by the way. Yep, we get a 204 response code, so no content. We are ready to move on to our final and last repository. Yay! So we're going to go down here, we're going to go reviewer. Bring that into our repository. Delete reviewer. Context dot move turn save. Gonna go over here and go ahead and put this into our review controller. And this one really isn't that complicated either, so we're just gonna go to our review controller. We are in the home stretch. So delete reviewer. And I think it's doing that because gotta have that. So go here, 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 viewer, viewer to delete. So go in here. And let's see which reviewers we can kind of pull from. So let's just delete me. Since this course is about to be finished, we can go ahead and delete me. Great. That is it. That is I will probably go on to build the authorization and authentication for it, but that's probably going to be a little bit further down the line because I got to start training for an ultra marathon here in a little bit, and I'm actually kind of burnt out on courses. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button, maybe give it a star on GitHub, follow me on all forms of social media. Hope that you guys enjoyed it, and as always, thank you for watching.